Hello, and welcome back to Everything is Fanfiction, where we talk about everything fandom and fanfiction alike. I'm your host, Noel.
And I'm your co-host Miranda. And today we will be discussing the wonderful topic of Wanda Maximoff, also known as the Scarlet Witch, in the MCU universe. Not sure if we're going to go too deep into the comic universe, but we will be discussing the MCU Wanda.
Yes. And we also have a special guest. She appeared in the first episode of this show. Welcome, Kai.
Hello, it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back. How are you doing? Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me again.
How's everything going?
Everything's going pretty well. Fanfiction is still fanfictioning.
That's nice. That's nice. All right. So are you still active with writing Wanda fanfiction as well?
Yes, it's a work in progress.
But I'm still not the one that's alone here. Because Miranda is inactive in writing fanfiction, but has... Oh wait, you haven't gotten into your rabbit hole yet. Never mind.
I'm coming back. I'm working on it. I'm working on my comeback.
Okay. Is it gonna be Wanda, or do you suspect that it might be something else?
I'm just vibing. Whatever happens, happens.
All right. So let's get into it. Agatha All Along comes out next Wednesday on Disney Plus. This is not a sponsored thing. We have no connection to Disney or Marvel or anything, unfortunately.
All along.
But I'm excited about the show. Are you guys excited about the show?
Yes, as long as she doesn't kill any other dogs.
No, that was foul. Like, so random. I was watching WandaVision and I'm just like, was Agatha behind them getting the dog, or was that Wanda and then Agatha killed the dog? I'm still not clear about the whole Sparky thing.
Either way, as a dog mom, unacceptable, unforgivable.
No, it was so disrespectful.
And I'm coming for you, Agatha.
How much of the show do you guys think that they'll revolve around Wanda and the Darkhold magic? With the small bits I've seen of the trailer, because I don't typically watch trailers, I like to watch things without having too much expectation or knowledge of like what they're gonna do with the project. Because I don't like to think too hard about it, because that just leads to disappointment always. It's never as good as it is in our heads, because we always think, oh, I want this and I want this to happen. But they gave us this whole narrative about how Wanda, that very much contradicted the actual film when it came to Doctor Strange of Multiverse of Madness, with their trailers. Like Marvel especially gives fakes, plots with their trailers. So I think we'll probably get like half an episode, or maybe like some conflict around the aftermath of her sacrifice, because she essentially ended the dark magic of the Darkhold. At least that was her goal when she crumbled her castle. But I don't think that the body that we're seeing in the trailer is Wanda, based off of the fingernails, like the fingertips, because as we've seen with Agatha, that's just what the Darkhold does. So it could be anybody affected by the Darkhold magic that has the black fingertips. I don't know, but I would like to hear your guys's.
If it's following where WandaVision left off, or Multiverse of Madness, it's Wanda's had the Darkhold since WandaVision.
Yeah.
So it's a little hard to say that someone else would have been affected, but as I love Wanda, she's like my favorite, but I'm also just like I've tried not to be in denial about her death.
No, but I think it could be anybody that was affected before Wanda got the Darkhold. Because it was around for a long time before Wanda had it.
But that's also questioning how long did Agatha have it? Because Agatha's also powerful in her own right.
Yeah, and they also show Agatha being the most recent one to have it before Wanda, but I mean,
And the question that also
she
begs
has a
the
coven.
question, why would Agatha care about who had it before Wanda? Because Wanda was the one that she was interested in. She tracked down Wanda. She went to Wanda
Hmm.
because of her power. So would she even care if it was someone else?
Well, it's a body in the thing, and she's apparently part of the police system. So I think she's like the only reason why she found the body was because it was a body.
I also think that in the trailer with the W Maximoff, I think they're kind of like going to imply that they're
That's not a
the whole
tag.
concept.
That's a
It's
library
not a
card.
tag, but I think it's going to involve the speaking of the death of Wanda eventually.
I think it's just the last person who checked
Denial
out
is not
the
just a
DOS.
river in Egypt. It's not just a river in Egypt, Noel. It's time to accept the fate and move on,
No, she's not dead.
says every.
At least I don't think that the body that they're showing in the trailers is Wanda.
I don't know. I don't know if the body is, but I think, unfortunately, just because I think Marvel's fumbling Elizabeth Olsen and like the Wanda popularity,
Hmm.
I don't think she's coming back.
Kai, do you have any things to say about this?
I think a lot of your theories are good. I think that she is that body, but I don't know if she's necessarily like dead. And I think that part of their journey might be either to resurrect her or to find her in some sort of other multiverse or something like that. Because there's those like hands with that tree
Yeah, with like
in the
multiple
trailer.
hands.
Yeah,
Hmm.
kind of reminds me of her, and just seems like they need her. Like it would be kind of silly to like
Sorry.
absolutely nex her from the universe.
Hmm. Yeah, and I feel like with the whole Kang controversy, that I think that they might switch it to Wanda being the big villain that she was supposed to be, the big Avengers level threat. So I think that this might be a way to bridge that back into it being Wanda. But I don't know.
Yeah, but that's also assuming that Marvel isn't gonna fumble the bag, and I
That's true.
definitely think
That is
because
true.
I don't think that they appreciate
The
like
women.
the fandom of that of how big Wanda is, and
Hmm.
like you said, the women, the with all Marvel. Realistically, I love the Marvel fandom. I've been a part of it since it started, but I will say it's a pretty toxic fandom
Yeah.
if you think about it, because of all the hate that Captain Marvel got, which I personally believe unbiasedly was not a bad movie.
No, I
The
enjoyed
problem
that.
was it was about a woman. Black Widow got a bunch of hate.
Hmm.
My only complaint about Black Widow was that it came after her death.
Yeah.
And now with Wanda, like they don't want her to be the main thing. They're always gonna want a man.
Yeah. And what
Because
was to your point, Wanda's show wasn't Wanda Maximoff, it was Wanda Vision. So I had to have a male
well,
in
yeah.
there. And then you have Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, where arguably it was a Wanda movie. It was a Scarlet Witch movie with Doctor Strange and America Chavez in it.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think even like in the awards, like I think Paul Bettany got an award, and I don't think Elizabeth Olsen ever got an award for
Mm-mm.
her acting in WandaVision, which was amazing. She significantly outperformed Vision, but the man is the one who got the
Yeah,
recognition for it.
they got the fun awards, like the
So it's
MTV, and I don't know if they got
yeah.
Kids Choice Awards because I wasn't I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I
So
remember flipping
my
out.
pessimistic view isn't because I don't wish more for Wanda. It's I don't have like any hope for
Hmm.
the producers of Marvel and like any
Yeah, because
like idea that they're gonna actually take her seriously
they're
because
they're too scared
they
of the
don't know how to.
MCU.
Yeah. Which in reality in the comics she is significantly more powerful than she is in the movies, but they again don't want to like go into that
But
because that would be admitting that a woman is more powerful than a man.
yeah, and I think even Wanda, or not Wanda, Elizabeth Olsen has mentioned that like she can't wait for the time where, in the early stages of Wanda, she was like, I can't wait till I don't have to pretend to struggle when I'm using my magic, and I can just like wave my wrist and and like things just happen. But they were purposely making her struggle with her powers because they didn't want her to be as strong as she is.
Yeah, because in the comics, Wanda literally just
Whispers.
whispers, "No more mutants," and all the mutants cease to exist. But then you'll still have fanboys coming into the chat, into like the fandom saying, "But Thor can beat Wanda. He can take her out so easily." I'm like, what? What? If she
No,
wanted to, she could wipe him out with a thought.
yeah, no, it's so funny because Thanos himself needed to collect every powerful stone out there in within the universe in order to get his goals done, whereas Wanda couldn't
And
just
he still
whisper.
had to initiate a blitz to
Yeah.
like stop her. She was the only one that came close to killing Thanos.
Mhm. Cuz she was powerful. I mean, he
Yeah.
was using one of the most powerful stones uh to combat her the first time, and she was holding him back while destroying another stone.
Yeah, I think Marvel's fumbled the bag with her like so much.
Mhm.
And we kind of got a glimpse of like the length of her powers in Multiverse of Madness, where she literally just looks at with the way she like completely annihilates the Illuminati. She beats Dr. X at what he's best at, which is the mind powers.
What I
Which
find
yeah,
frustrating about that scene, though, too, is that they still made her be less powerful because she was in a different body.
yeah.
And I was
And yet
like,
she still was able to body every single Illuminati member.
yeah, and it reminds me of like when I was working um, at the store and they were doing my review, and my manager was saying that he couldn't give me all perfect because I can't be, and I'm like, but I was. I'm like, why are we limiting women from being perfect? They can do it. We can do it. We've done it. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. You should have been like Wanda to Black Bolt and said what mouth.
What mouth?
Also, really quick note, the the way Peggy said I can do this all day and then immediately
It's kind of.
flexed in half by Wanda.
She's like, all
All
day?
day,
Let me cut that in half.
all day 2 seconds.
Well, technically, that was
Yeah.
her whole day.
I mean, rip.
It was the rest of her days.
She tried to be judgy for a
Uh,
little bit.
and then
Yeah.
everybody pointing out that she was connecting with Monica on the fact that Monica's mom died, and then in another universe,
She kills her mom.
kills her mom.
She's like, yeah, I'm making Monica an orphan in every universe. Where's Carol Danvers? I'm gonna
Oh,
make her an
no.
extra orphan.
Oh.
'Cause let's be honest, Carol is Monica's second mom.
Okay,
It's okay.
all
I'm the
right. From
voice of
there,
reason.
let's talk about how upsetting it was that they basically copy and pasted the plot of WandaVision into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but ruined it as men do because men took over, whereas Jack Schaefer who was in charge of WandaVision and was able to curate you know, the 5 stages of grief in such a beautiful manner with WandaVision, but then they handed it off to a man in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Not only that, they also fired somebody from their plan brought on somebody else. He didn't watch any of the things, and then they had another writer in there ruining everything. I'm gonna go on and on.
Yeah, that's what I was also going to mention is that one of the writers in Doctor Strange did not watch WandaVision, and it's very clear in the way they completely like annihilated her character development from WandaVision.
Do you
That
have anything to say
hurts my
about that,
soul.
Kai? Feel free to jump in at any moment.
It just, yeah, no, it seems very, like, her whole timeline of becoming corrupt seemed too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we didn't get a lot of that buildup or a lot of reason. I mean, other than the fact that she lost her children, like, I get that, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just seemed very rushed, and it seemed very disjointed from Wanda we knew in WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed that, like, they didn't do their research and that they didn't really take the time or the care
Mm-hmm.
to, like, really invest in her, because, you know, she was a big part of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they just kind of, oh, she's going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Cute. And it made her bad. And it's
No.
like, okay.
Yeah, what I hate in when they were doing the behind the scenes and they were showing this guy bragging about the thing that he said to the writers, to everybody in the room, and was like, guys, why are we getting rid of a big villain? Why aren't we utilizing Wanda as the villain that she is?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a brag, man.
See, but
That's not a brag.
the thing about Wanda and what WandaVision was establishing was like not that Wanda's a villain. Wanda's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Right.
She wants to do good, but
Yeah.
situationally, she hasn't always been able to.
Mm-hmm.
Like in WandaVision, she wasn't fully in control
No.
when she trapped the people of Westview.
And you watch that
In Civil
down.
War, she didn't intentionally destroy that building.
Mm-hmm.
She just lost control,
Mm-hmm.
which is exactly what happened in WandaVision. So for them to turn around in Doctor
Oh my
Strange
God.
and be like, nope, she's fully in control and she's evil,
No.
is just a total like left turn from where they were going on the path of her character development.
A perfect example of what they did to Wanda is literally within WandaVision, where director Hayward is trying to spin this story that Wanda is a villain and a terrorist, because he uses those points. He uses all the background points that what's the word? They speak ill of her character, where he points out that she was part of Hydra. She was part of Hydra's experimentations with her brother. That she was fighting with Ultron, like on Ultron's side, at the beginning of the whole Ultron debacle. He points out that she blew up Lagos. I know it wasn't her fault, but that's what he points out. He just shows the image and like the news reports where it says Wanda Maximoff, terrorist on the loose. And then he edits the footage of her going to view Vision's body, dismantled body, and he edits it so that it looks like she came in and took the body. So essentially, like,
Also,
he's
can I
this
interject
man
really quick,
spreading
Flo?
this narrative. Sorry.
Can I interject really quick to support your statement?
Narrative.
In that, and then that shows how more deeply WandaVision writers understood Wanda, because while he's doing all that, we also have Monica Rambeau there
And
defending her.
And Jimmy Woo.
Yeah, well, he doesn't say as much for her though, but Monica does.
No, he does, because he's like, because when he's giving the debrief of some of the information, Jimmy interjects, and because he's like, because director Hayward says something, oh, but wasn't she fighting against the Avengers? And he's all, well, she was until she gained their trust and became one herself. Don't forget that part.
Okay.
And he keeps on doing that, and then when director Hayward's like attacking her character within the hex, and with the current situation, that's when Monica starts stepping in. It's like, no, she's grieving. She's not a threat. She's a grieving woman. We don't even know what's going to happen if we kill her. We don't know if the hex will come down if she dies. We don't know what's going to happen to the people in there if she dies. Like, you can't kill her, and she's not a threat. She's just grieving.
Yeah.
So
She also says she's the most powerful Avenger.
yeah, they can't kill her. She can kill herself, but they can't kill her with a missile. They tried. They even shot at her, and she was just like, she just came out, and that's the best scene in the show, honestly.
Well, they also tried to shoot at Billy and Tommy, which was a no-no.
I know.
Also,
twice.
the way that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness doesn't make sense either is because she kind of came to terms with the fact that she had to lose Vision and Billy and Tommy
Yeah.
to be a decent human being and let all these people go.
Mm-hmm.
And she had accepted that fact, and she understood the power of the Darkhold and leaves
Yeah.
WandaVision saying, I don't understand this power, but I will.
Yeah.
So for them to just turn around and be like, nah, she's not going to accept Billy and Tommy again. She's going to go crazy and kill everyone in her way.
And I think, too, even Elizabeth Olsen was trying to bridge that gap in interviews about it, and she's like, she would just try to explain that by saying, well, she's into her power, she's grown into her power, she knows what she wants, and she's gonna try to get it. I'm like, girl, don't defend them. She doesn't want to defend them too, because later on in newer interviews, she kind of just like scoffs and just kind of, she can't say anything mean because she's either still under contract or still like negotiating contract.
Also
but
hoping to come back.
You can see that she doesn't like that movie because of what they did with the continuity of her character, which she has tried to, cultivate throughout these years being Wanda.
Which is also kind of like what Emilia Clarke did for the final season of Game of Thrones, where they asked her how she felt about it, which I think we've talked about that. I don't think you've ever watched Game of Thrones.
Mm-mm.
Game of Thrones famously has the worst last season.
I know about that.
In all history, and also annihilates a female character development. And they ask Emilia Clarke about it, and they're like, how do you feel about the last season or something like that? And she's like, best season ever. And just like very clearly be like, no, it's not. Like, I don't have good feelings about it, but like technically I'm not saying anything negative about it. So
yeah.
So I feel like that's what Elizabeth Olsen's kind of like giving.
Yeah, no, and it's so sad to see. But I was also thinking too, because Kai mentioned, we've just all been talking about how it doesn't bridge between WandaVision to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and that it was rushed. That's what it was. That the bridge for her being corrupt was rushed. They had mentioned that in the original plot, it was going to end with Wanda becoming the Scarlet Witch. It wasn't going to be Wanda, or like coming into becoming the Scarlet Witch, because she was supposed to develop throughout that movie to being the villain.
Which would have made more sense at the very least. Like, I wouldn't have been happy about it because I don't think Wanda's a villain. No. I think she's an anti-hero.
Yeah,
like
I think she's an anti-hero. But I was
either
also
way,
thinking
that would have made more sense.
I was thinking back to the bridge between Civil War and Infinity War. One of my friends mentioned when we were watching it it was like when it first came out, around that time. One of my friends had a birthday party and we were all watching it together. But she was like a little disappointed that there was no real development showing. Like, she felt that Wanda was also was rushed then too, the Wanda and Vision romance, because they didn't really show too much of their connection in Civil War. So I feel like Wanda and Vision have always been an afterthought. And then they just kind of fast forward and speed through to get for them to make sense as a tool to utilize for what they want them to do, but they don't do it properly.
Yeah. Which
I agree.
We've all known, I feel like, that Wanda's been an afterthought, unfortunately.
Which is annoying when she becomes the whole thing. And they really prove that they don't care for Wanda. And Kevin had us all excited when he was all like, yeah, Wanda Maximoff would have killed Thanos. she's the strongest Avenger in my opinion. You're just saying that. That's just fan service. You don't actually think that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of gripes with the writers of Doctor Strange. They were a problem.
Going back to Agatha, though, and how we were talking about them fumbling the bag with Wanda, I do think that if they were to fumble the bag, in a sense, they would bring Wanda back a little bit, but the main villain, as we said, was a boy or a man. It would probably be Doctor Doom, because there's that thing with Doctor Doom and Wanda that a lot of fans are theorizing that he's going to be the next one, since Kang can't be.
We have also seen that too.
I remember when WandaVision was coming out, everybody was talking about this Mephisto? I can't remember how to say his name. Mephisto?
Mephisto.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to do anything about that, because I remember seeing so many tweets and TikToks and everybody be like, this is the sign right here. See this little like clip right here? That means Mephisto's coming. So I think
Doctor Doom's more likely though, because the Fantastic Four is coming out soon.
And there has been a lot more casting talk about who's gonna be Doctor Doom versus Mephisto. I haven't seen a lot of Mephisto casting predictions as I've seen for Doctor Doom.
Yeah, he's also tied into like the Fantastic Four, so it makes more sense for him to. I think it's an easier segue.
I'm kind of scared
to have him,
right?
Yeah,
than to introduce Mephisto, which is he'd need his own like development. Which Doctor Doom, if they're going to bring him in, they can just throw him into the Fantastic Four movie.
That's true, and then bridge him into another thing. I'm kind of scared though for the Toxic Ben to come in and hurt Wanda, because I don't know too much about the comics, but I've done some research, and the relationships that Wanda has with a lot of men is not good, especially not Doctor Doom or Mephisto.
Well, honestly, I personally don't believe that Wanda even needs a relationship to make her an interesting character. That's very much like,
as we recall, the men are here to ruin
Marvel.
everything.
Well, just like them comparing when Natasha talks about not being able to have children, she compares herself to a monster. It's very like in the male lens. So.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
It's tiring being in the fandom sometimes.
It is. We're doing really good.
Also, you know what would have made sense in Doctor Strange? If Wanda America Chavez had no parents. Wanda wanted a child.
Exactly.
She should have just adopted America.
You know who didn't want a child? Doctor Strange. You know who got the child? Who they gave the child to? Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was worried about how his ex-girlfriend was getting married to somebody else. Like, he was not trying to get a new child. And I don't know why they keep doing this narrative where it's just these men adopting strays. Like, I liked it when it was Tony Stark, but that was different.
Yeah, now we have Thor. Thor has a child. Doctor Strange. Yeah, it's again.
I also excuse Thor's thing because it's actually Chris Hemsworth's child. So I understand. Like, that's I like that. That was cute.
But the whole storyline ended up being about them, technically. But you also won't catch me saying too much positive about Thor: Love and Thunder. I was not a fan of them.
I enjoyed it. But I also was like, God dang it, I gotta stop taking my brother to these movies. Cause in that movie, it's with Jane and her cancer journey, and my brother had cancer, and then I was also, not at the time, but he had cancer and we almost lost him to it. But in 2015, I believe, right when I was ending middle school, starting high school. But and then I also took him to go see Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I was like, I can't take him to movies no more. We can't have this anymore.
Okay, well, I don't blame you for the Thor one. You should have known.
No, I didn't know because I wasn't looking
That
at
one was like,
trailers.
no, but you knew Chadwick Boseman
I
died,
know
so
Charlie.
it
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
knew
be a
Chadwick
bunch.
Boseman died. I know that they
Dude,
were gonna do stuff about it, but I don't know why I didn't
even
think about
without
it.
watching the trailer, that's a you bad.
I didn't think about it. I don't know why I didn't think about like how they were gonna handle that in Wakanda Forever because he was good friends with the director and writer of those films. Like I really wasn't thinking about it for some reason. And then we open and you have Shuri with like running around trying to save her brother, and I was like, oh no. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna survive this movie. I
that
was
was definitely
that was definitely on me, but I was also an idiot back then, and yeah, and I that ruined my whole weekend. I couldn't function for a whole weekend because of it. I was like, ugh, triggered.
Well, at least in Love and Thunder, that one, Love and Thunder kind of came out of left field for a little bit. Like, I
Yeah,
was like, I did not anticipate Jane dying.
yeah, and then her going
So that one
into
is forgiven.
Valhalla because she died a warrior, and I was like, oh no.
Noelle's crying in the back of the theater.
I'm crying right now.
Oh my
It's not healed
Please pause
trauma.
for commercial break.
Anyway.
Please pause for commercial. Better help. So today's sponsor for this
That
of
would be
this
a great
podcast is
sponsor for this episode.
If you or a loved one ever need to talk to someone, check out Better.
Not sponsored. Or
I'm just kidding,
Talkspace.
we're not sponsored.
Yeah, we're
Don't
not
give them your
sponsored.
money unless they sponsor us.
Oh my goodness. But anybody else been traumatized by Marvel? Kai?
Nah.
Yeah, I think we all have at some degree.
Yeah.
Not in the sense that you have.
Yeah, no, the first Marvel movie to make me cry was Infinity War because of Spider-Man begging to live, and it was at a time where
Oh,
I
I
was
love
not wanting
Peter.
to live. But that's
I
the
love
first
he
one that got me.
apologizes. He apologized.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter's just a soft boy. I mean, who's Peter Parker? What are you talking about?
I don't know who you're talking about. Sorry, I forgot.
Who's Peter Parker?
You know what's so funny is I got in trouble on TikTok because I made a TikTok where it was whoever the sound was something about dating whoever it lands on, and then it was one of those things where it cycles through the characters, and I got Peter Parker, and I reacted to it as if I had no idea who he was because No Way Home just came out. I had just seen it. And I had so many people fighting me in the comments, like, do you even watch Marvel? Are you even paying attention? And then I was like, clearly, I am the only one watching Marvel.
The joke went over your head.
Yeah, and some people did. Some people were like, immediately deletes rant or paragraph, or there was people defending me in the comments, but it was so funny that that I had done that. Like that is like my most viewed video because I did it at a perfect time.
Yeah. Toxic fandom.
It is. It is
Just a little bit.
because I'm a woman with short hair. So, and I was a woman with short hair and purple hair at the time too. So bad dye job. But but
Was the real crime.
and I'm
Not
POC
pretending to
and
forget
I'm
Peter Parker.
LGBTQ. And I didn't know who their favorite male was.
Actually, if you like ask most men their favorite male, usually they don't say Peter Parker. Like I hear Iron Man and Captain America a lot more.
Mm-hmm. I do hear a lot
And
of
then in
Spider-Mans, but not but Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, not Tom Holland.
Hot take, I do think I've been a fan of Spider-Man since I was like 4. I've seen every single one in theaters live. I had like all the toys when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
Hot take, I do think that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Yeah, I've been a
But
huge
we can
fan.
have an episode on that.
Yeah, I've been a
We
huge
can
fan
have
of
an
them as
episode on that.
well. I just want to mention, like, I used to find spiders, dead spiders, and put them on me in hopes that I would be Spider-Man
Okay. Leave a comment down below if
when
you
I was
want
little.
us to do a Spider-Man episode. Leave a comment down below.
Maybe we can add that as the poll question because we have Spotify as well, and I have to do poll questions. I don't know which
Who's
one
the best Spider?
should...
No, well, you should save it if we ever do a Spider-Man episode.
Oh, no, not the which Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. Which episode would you like to see from us? Like Captain Marvel,
Next.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
you know, something like that.
Heartstopper, because I get the new show is gonna have a Heartstopper crossover.
I'll save my opinions for myself. Anyway.
What? It's a Heartstopper crossover. Don't come for me, Noel.
I'm not coming for you. I'm just not a big fan of
Marley's
the
here
show.
to defend me. You are the only one in like the world.
Kai, do you like Heartstopper?
I'm gonna be real honest. I don't even know what that is.
See.
Therefore, the opinion doesn't matter because it's not been watched.
I didn't watch it on Netflix. I watched a YouTuber react to it because I like her commentary. So I watched it through that, and I still like. She enjoys the show. She has good things to say about it. I didn't like the clips that I saw. I was like,
you can't
cringe.
say you don't like it. I never watched it.
It's cringy.
That's like you saying you didn't like WandaVision, but you were only reacting through like the fanboys' reaction to it.
Don't come for me like that.
I'm gonna come for you because I think the show's pretty cute.
I think some of the things in it are cute, but it's just it felt a lot like the Hulu movie, and I didn't really like that movie.
I don't know what Hulu movie you're talking about. Hulu has a lot.
Crush, I think.
Oh, I like that movie too.
I watched that movie in entirety, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm getting older.
Leave a comment down below if I should block Noel. Leave a comment down below if I should overtake the podcast and dethrone Noel.
Oh my gosh, it's too early for this. They're gonna all the people that agree with you, they're gonna start a petition, and they're gonna have me removed. And then
you're still gonna be editing.
I'm still gonna be editing and posting and doing uploading, doing the whatchamacallit, the summaries, and
I'll just be the leader.
You'll just be the voice. Writing the...
I will be Willy Wonka. You will be my Oompa Loompa.
Oh, that's controversial. You're not even going to give me housing. He at least gave them housing.
I need the podcast to blow up enough so that I can make a factory.
Oh, no. That's how I feel every time I work anywhere, is I'm the Oompa Loompas. Because...
No, I was just going to start singing. Oompa Loompa doopity doo.
I
have
but my last job,
puzzle for you.
I'm supposed to have a whole team of people, but I was the whole team of people, and they would even point out that if I wasn't there, and they had somebody else doing... because there was more people on staff for my team, but they were only scheduling me alone for a lot of it. Anytime they scheduled somebody else alone, they'd be like, the whole place is gonna be a wreck. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, well, with you we have like 5 people. With them, it's might as well just not have anybody that day. I'm like, Jesus, that's not okay. That's not okay, guys. Don't be the 5 people.
You done, instead of responding, we just go oompa
loompa doopity doo.
I have another riddle for you. Leave a comment down below if you think I should dress Augie up as a Oompa Loompa
For Halloween. Do you dress your dog? Do you dress Phantom up for Halloween, Kai?
I do. He has a Black Panther hoodie, and he has a couple jerseys.
Oh my gosh.
Marley was Snoopy last year.
Brady.
She's been Harry Potter.
Oh,
She's been Stitch. But it's Harry Potter, Paw.
Brady had a sombrero.
Well, that's a little racist.
How's that racist?
Cancelled.
How is that racist? I'm Mexican. She's Mexican.
You're being racist against your own race.
And then she had butterfly wings one year. My mom wouldn't really let her wear them though because she's like, no, they're so pretty. And I'm like, you literally got them for her to wear.
Well, the point was for her to wear them.
And then they got lost. I haven't seen those in forever. But she has this orange.
They got lost or your mom hid them?
Same difference. My mom doesn't know where things are when she hides them. But she has this little cute orange shirt that she really loves to wear, and it's like it says something about treats on there, and it has like a little candy corn on it. And that's what Brady wears. She's very picky about her clothes. But leave a comment down below what I should dress Brady up as for Halloween. I'll get the costume. I'll post the pictures on the
Leave
Instagram.
a comment down below if you want to see what Marley and Augie dress up for on Halloween.
Oh my god, leave a comment below if we should go Avengers theme this year for all the dogs.
Dibs on Augie being Spider-Man.
I want to see.
He's kind of a dude.
Yeah.
Like him.
Well, I mean, we could even do the different Spider-Mans.
No.
We're not bringing in the whatchamacallit thing?
No. There can be only one.
Spider-Verse, there you go. Thank you.
There can be.
Okay.
No,
and
okay.
Let's get into the last topic. If you could bring Wanda back, how would you do it? Everyone give their answers.
My children are fighting.
So you want to go first, Kai?
I mean, if we're going off, I do like the theory of like bringing her back through the Agatha all along, and then having it be Doctor Doom. I don't really want her as the main villain just because I don't really think it's necessary.
No,
I mean, she definitely could. She has the power, and she has the fandom that will support her.
Yeah.
In all her wrongs.
She's anti-hero.
But I just think that like if she came back and then like they like released her from Doom's hold, or they did whatever, and then she was able to like go on her own, and hopefully that would lead to her solo movie. That would be kind of nice.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Every time we say anti-hero, I start laughing a little bit to myself because this one Uber driver I had was like talking to me about his podcast, and he was talking about like we talk about accountability and how people have to take accountability. I was like, this man never took accountability in his life. Anyways, but he started arguing with me because we were talking about. I said that Deadpool is one of my favorite. Or no, he said that Deadpool was one of his favorite Marvel characters, and I said like, oh yeah, the anti-hero, and he's like, I don't believe in that because it says anti-hero, blah blah blah, and he's a hero. I'm like, I don't know how to explain English to you right now, but it's just that's what it is. Anti-hero isn't essentially a villain. You're not a villain. You're just not, and you're not a hero. It's just.
They don't have as strong morals as heroes, and they're willing to like do bad to achieve good.
But they're not.
They're morally gray.
Yeah, and they're not essentially villains. So, but he was just like that just means that like they're against heroes, and I'm like, no, that's not.
That's not what that means.
That's not what that means, sir. I didn't invent the word.
That would be anti. That would be anti-hero. 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 That would be anti-dash hero. Anti-hero is one word.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an English major.
See.
That doesn't dox me. That doesn't dox me.
I
There's
wasn't
so
gonna,
many English majors in the world.
I wasn't even thinking about that too. But we've done so good. I haven't doxed anybody. You haven't doxed yourself. We're doing good. We're getting better.
I know my catchphrase used to be, "Well, how can I dox myself today?" Back to Wanda.
Back to Wanda.
The way I would want to see her resurrected is actually coming back to the comics. I like the concept of the Children's Crusade because then that could bring the Young Avengers in. So we'd see more Kate, we'd see Miss Marvel, we'd see Wiccan, we'd see like Hulkling. So we'd get to see like this next generation be established while also bringing back Wanda.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it's Wanda, in a sense, getting back her kid because Wiccan is Billy.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would tie up the most like efficiently, especially since it looks like they're gearing up towards creating the whole Young Avengers franchise now.
Yeah. Since they've been introducing each Young Avenger slowly.
Well, no, and they also at the end of
with
the Marvels
with Kate
with
Bishop.
Kamala. Yeah, they straight up say Young Avengers.
Yeah. And with but I was just saying with them also introducing them throughout this phase is what I meant. But I just find it funny that somebody pointed out that Kate Bishop is basically going to be a full-grown adult,
the only adult
taking care of children.
Yeah. Oops.
But I think they're not going to keep Kamala young.
Well, either way, even if they age up Kamala, they're going to have to keep aging up Kate because they made her a college student. And Kamala's still in high school.
Yeah.
And Peter's just finishing high school.
Who?
But I don't think Peter's going to be part of the Young Avengers.
Who? Who is this Peter you're talking about?
I don't know. The name came to me.
No, what I hated so much about that storyline was that it kind of took away Iron Man's motivation for bringing back everybody and making the sacrifice that he did.
Because he did it for Peter. Mm-hmm. Also, I personally believe Iron Man's kind of an actor. But we'll talk about that now.
Sorry, it cut off. What'd you say?
I think Iron Man's kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
But we can discuss that
in his own way.
Also, do you think... I have a question for you, Noel. Yep. Do you think that Joe Locke's character in Agatha is going to be Billy or Wiccan?
Well,
because that's
every time I've seen like the cast list, it always says Wiccan for him. I don't know. The kid who plays Billy is still very adamant that he's still employed by Marvel, but Marvel doesn't always tell everybody. I mean, they didn't tell the girl who was playing Cassie Lang in Endgame that she didn't have her job anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, that was shit, by the way.
That was. And Marvel's infamous for changing, for recasting and not really letting the cast know about that. So
yeah.
I don't know. Part of me hopes that the kid gets to keep his job, but if it's what Marvel decided to do, it's what Marvel decided to do.
Honestly, though, realistically, I don't think it would make sense for them to keep. I'm sorry to the children. I don't think it would make sense to keep them there, because to give them their actual plot line, like as the Young Avengers, they got to be aged up.
They have to be aged up. I mean, they've grown up a lot since WandaVision, because they've.
I know, but they're not.
But they're not yet. Yeah, they're not at the age that they need to be, and they really need to speed up getting to Young Avengers for the Young Avengers to continue to be Young Avengers. Yeah. So they do have to.
If you look at
push that.
If you look at pictures of Wiccan and Speed, which is Billy and Tommy, they don't look like children. They look like teenagers, which means Marvel's probably gonna cast someone in their 20s.
Yeah. No, and I get that.
Also, really quick, one more thing. I will say, if he is Wiccan, I think that's going to be an interesting plot line because it's going to be an openly, overtly gay character
Mm-hmm.
who has an openly, overtly gay relationship with Hulkling.
Yeah.
So, if it is Wiccan,
And there's
I'm kind of
theory
excited about
that the other guy from Heartstopper is gonna be Hulkling. But
it.
I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
saw
just
that
like
too.
fans being
I
like,
think
we
that was
want
fan
him,
cast.
we want this.
Yeah, that was definitely fan cast because
It's definitely fan casting,
of
but
Heartstopper,
you never know,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
yeah, anything is possible is like what they like to say, but no, it's not. You guys are mean to us. You guys like to make us think that. Anyway.
If anything is possible, I want Elizabeth Olsen back. And I want her in a movie with Florence Pugh and
Aubrey Plaza
Tom Holland and Aubrey Plaza
and Catherine Hahn.
and Catherine Hahn and Haley Steinfeld. That's it.
Yeah.
I won't make crazy demands, just something like that.
I like both of your guys' theories. I like
awful.
the for bringing back Wanda. I like the Young Avengers. The what's it called again? Kids Crusade.
Yes, Children's Crusade.
Children's Crusade. Yeah, I was trying to remember what the other C was. The Children's Crusade, and then I also like the Kai's theory as well. I would like to see if we could get something of another universe. Just to it would be more confusing, but I think it would be really cool to explore other universes and their Wandas. Yeah, and that's what I'll say about that. I don't really have too much of a bigger theory because like your guys is also kind of were along the lines of some of the theories I was thinking of, but I don't want it to be too similar, so I'm gonna throw out just a random one that we go into more universes and we explore the idea of the Coven trying to see if they can bring back the dark magic that they're all addicted to, and see what they can do to recreate it, or even revive Wanda to create it again. Whatever they need to do to get their fix.
Piggybacking off your theory. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said to get their fix. But you're good. Go.
To piggyback off your theory, I know there has been talks about like Vision Quest having its own spin-off and like
I
exploring
swear if
White
Vision gets an episode or a full series before Elizabeth Olsen comes back, I'm gonna riot.
Yeah. But I think that they could introduce your theory of the multiverse and exploring that, since Vision did believe in the multiverse, as we know in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So I think that if they were going to go with your idea, because they steal ideas, they could do it with Vision Quest and him trying to figure out how to bring her back or how to find who he is with or without Wanda. I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm okay with Vision right now, because man, yeah, that's another thing that they dropped right there. They for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, they could have brought him back in some way, or like at least have a mention of White Vision and their downfall of a relationship. I don't know, but like Vision is alive. But she's not. She's also not looking for Vision. She's looking for Billy and Tommy. But I don't know. I feel like they dropped a ball there.
Yeah,
she kind of said like screw Vision.
With Vision, I feel like it's not as much of a ball drop as like it was stupid of them to like introduce White Vision and then never bring him back.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as much of a bag fumble as them fumbling the entire Wanda Maximoff fandom, which I think they severely underestimate how big it is.
Yeah.
All right, so we just need to close out the episode. Do you have anything for the end?
I have one fic, one that I wrote. If we want to read that, unless you want to read one of yours, or if Kai wants to read one of theirs to promote,
no, that's okay.
Miranda?
I'm trying to think, like, all mine are like series.
Yeah, I have one short one set up, and it includes an ending that I didn't go with, but I should have. But if I had done it, then I would have been having to make a whole nother series, and I was like, no.
All my short ones for Wanda are like Christmas fics.
The Christmas specials.
Yeah.
Christmas in September.
Yeah, and I was supposed to set up the game for Kai to do the descriptions and figure out if it's fanfiction or not, but I got, again, hectic morning.
All good, homie.
Oh, good.
So do you guys want to sit through one of my fanfics, or should we just close it out?
How are we doing on time?
We were at 1 hour when it got cut off.
And you cut it down to an hour anyway, though, right?
I eventually cut them down to an hour or 5 or so. Kai's, I think, was Kai's first one. It was an hour 9 minutes, I believe. Yeah, hour 9. Yours is an hour 5. Macca's is an hour 2. I believe I was able to cut. Yeah, they just kind of, whatever we need to keep in, whatever we need to keep out.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. You're the boss.
Yeah, it's up to you since you're the one that has stuff to do afterwards.
Yeah, you're the boss.
I hate being responsible. I don't like it. I need Wanda to comfort me. Like she comfort the kids. When I was watching the episode where Sparky dies, she's like, the power to run away from this feeling is strong. And I'm like, it is. It is, Wanda.
I voted on my own poll on the Spotify.
Oh. Yeah, I added a poll there.
What if someone said no, and that's too late because I'm already co-host?
Well, even if somebody says no, the majority will say yes. So, it's not like...
All right, so what are we doing? Yeah. What's
one
the
vote.
plan?
What's the plan?
Are you going to read or are we going to close out?
I'm kind of feeling gun shy, so we're not going to read it. We can close out.
Okay. So good.
All right. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this crazy episode of Everything is Fanfiction. Leave comments down below on what your theories are, and if you want more stuff kind of like this going into specific characters when it comes to the Marvel Universe. I don't know if
you want us reacting to Agatha all along.
Yeah. If you want to see us reacting to Agatha all along. Oh, what happened?
Oh, Macca's joined.
Macca's joining at the end. Do you have any closing statements? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kai, for joining us one last time. And Miranda, take it away.
Leave a comment down below if you want us to do a part 2 Wanda episode where we maybe bring on some other special guests to share their fan fictions, or if you want me and Noel to read our fan fictions and we can not just our fan fictions, we read our drafts and we react to our drafts.
Oh my gosh.
Because I know Noel probably has a draft in there.
I have a million drafts. What are you talking about?
So if you want to see something like that, leave a comment down below.
Oh my gosh.
And that's all we got for you this time.
Yep. That's all we have for today.
Bye.
Bye.